Hello, welcome. I'm here today with Mal G. Yes, and we've got some puppets because we're going to do a demonstration of a play intervention called ToM puppets, T-O-M puppets, which stands for Theory of Mind puppets. This intervention actually can be found in the AutPlay therapy book if you're interested in picking this up. There's, I think, over 35 interventions in here. One of them is Theory of Mind puppets, which is a concept that is challenging oftentimes for kids with autism. So we're going to do a demonstration of how to do this intervention to work on improving theory of mind. So we've got a selection of puppets, don't we? And I always like to use people puppets when I do this because it's a little bit more realistic when I'm working with children with autism than if we used animal puppets. So if you've got a nice selection of people puppets, that's great. If you don't, you could make them pretty easily out of paper or other materials. And if you don't have the ability to do any of that, if nothing else, you could use whatever puppets you have and try to work on this. So the way this works is I'm going to tell a story with a couple of puppets here, okay? And they're going to both ride a roller coaster, the same roller coaster.
Okay.
And one of them is going to hate it, and one of them is going to love it, okay? And then you're going to jump in with your puppet, and your puppet is going to not hate it or love it, but feel like it was just okay. So we're going to have three different perceptions about the same experience, okay? And we're going to kind of act that out in a puppet story. And this is what you would do with the child that you were working with. You would probably start off by doing the little puppet show yourself and having the child watch you act out 2 or 3 puppets with different perspectives about something. And it could be anything. It could be a food that they all ate, an activity that they all did, and really showing that they each had a different feeling and thought about it. And then once you've done that, try to get the child to participate with you and grab a puppet or two and add some more perspectives. And then you can go through this 2 or 3 times, creating different stories, just practicing this concept that people can feel differently or think differently about the same thing. And then you can even ask the child if they want to create their own show, a puppet show doing this, and you can watch them demonstrate it. So let's do our puppet show first, and then we'll talk about it, okay? You ready? Whoa, that roller coaster was horrible. I hated it. It was scary. It was boring. It was bad. I am never getting on that. It's the worst roller coaster ever. Are you crazy? I love that roller coaster. That roller coaster was awesome. That's the favorite roller coaster I've ever ridden on, and I've ridden over 5,000 roller coasters. It was the best. No way. It was horrible. Worst roller coaster ever, and I've ridden over 5 roller coasters. I can't believe you. I thought it was great. Well, I thought it was awful. Hey, you were on that ride. What did you think?
It was okay.
Just okay?
Yeah.
Just okay?
Yeah.
So I thought it was awesome, and I thought it was awful, and...
I thought it was okay.
Oh, that's weird. We're all on the same roller coaster, but we all thought something different about it. Oh, well. The end. Let's go ride something else. That's not a roller coaster.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be very long to get your point across. And you did a great job interjecting the other perspective there. What you can do once you've finished one of the puppet stories is talk with the child you're working with about, have you ever had that experience? And I'll just ask you, Mallory, because you probably have. Have you ever had that experience where you saw something, did something, ate something that somebody else did, and you guys had completely different feelings about it? And you don't have to share the example, but
Yeah.
you have. So if you're working with a child after you do the puppet story, you can ask them that and see if they can think of a situation like that, and then help them understand that that happens often, that two people can experience something and have different feelings and ideas about it. And the most important part of that is that that's okay. Sometimes kids on the autism spectrum have a hard time with the that's okay part because they feel like their perspective was the only perspective that can exist, and they have a hard time understanding that other people will have a different perspective. So being able to follow up and process each of the puppet shows and see if the child can think of a time when they've lived this out, and then talk through that scenario with them, explaining that that happens to everyone and it's okay if someone else feels differently. Somebody can hate it and somebody can love it. Were you surprised that grandma loved it?
Yeah.
And somebody can feel like I didn't hate it or love it, it was just whatever. And it could even be other perspectives, right? And that's okay. It doesn't mean that someone's right and someone's wrong. Do you think we should add anything to this?
I don't think so.
I think we're good. All right, thanks for watching. And this is called ToM Puppets, Theory of Mind Puppets. The full intervention can be found in the AutPlay Therapy book. And you can get that on our website, autplaytherapy.com, robertjasongrant.com. So check out our websites, check out the AutPlay book. Thank you, Mal G. Thank you, Puppets. We'll see you next time.